Dear students, today we are going to start the topics, and as I told you that this from today onwards you have to be very regular, punctual, and what we are explaining, concentrate, and very important points if we say that note down, and what the work we assign to you, try to solve that work to complete on that particular day. Don't postpone anything for next day or further days. So continue with your work. So today I am going to start you the actual topic of our IIT. So before going to our classes, students, let me start with some little basics onwards, right? So I hope what the basics I am going to explain you, those basics you know, but once again, so listen carefully here. Each and every point is important, right? What I am going to explain, even if you know, then just listen, right? It becomes like revised to you, and when a new thing is there, then follow that new topic, right? So students, first we start chemistry. First it starts with matter, right? What is matter? Can anyone? Yes. So matter means anything that has mass and occupies space. This you know. Whatever you see around you, that all comes under the matter, right? If you see the screen, that comes under matter. What the book you are writing, where you are writing, that comes under matter. What the pen you are using to write, that comes under matter. And then if you are sitting on a benches, and benches comes under matter. So everything, whatever you see, that all comes under the matter, right? So matter means what? Which has mass and occupy the space, right? So very simple definition, that is anything that has mass and occupies space. Alright, so this matter generally it can be classified in two ways. It can be classified in two ways. You know that, okay? Matter generally can be classified in two ways. One is based on the physical state, and the second one is based on chemical composition. Okay, so matter can be classified mainly into two types. Okay, one is based on the physical state, and second one is what? Chemical composition. Physical state means what? Like solids, liquids, and gases. So this you are learning since lower class onwards. So solids, liquids, and gases. Right. So now I am not going to touch this one, right, because you know this. Now let's come to the chemical composition. Chemical composition means what? By what this matter is made up of, right? So composition, how it is made up of. Okay, for example, you want to make a coffee. So how do you make the coffee? What are the things required to make a coffee? So you need a milk, you need a sugar, you need a coffee powder. So these are the things combined, you boil it and you get the coffee, right? So these are the composition of the coffee. So similarly, here matter is also classified based on the composition. Okay, this is one type of classification. Other type of classification is what? Solids, liquids, and gases based on the physical state, and second is what? Based on the chemical composition, right? Now, based on the chemical composition, again they are classified into like two types called pure substances and impure substances. Okay, so based on matter, based on composition, pure substances and impure, but instead of impure we call them as a mixture. Okay, mixtures, pure substances and mixtures. Based on the composition, the matter can be classified into two types called as the pure substances and the second one called the mixtures. What are the pure substances? Pure means what? Any substance which is made up of one type of molecules, one kind of molecules, only one kind of molecules if they are present, then that's called pure. If two or more different type of particles are present, then that is called as a mixture, right? Now, for example, simple way, if you go to the sweet shop and if it has a mixture, right? You know the mixture, so they give the mixture. So what will be there? So many things are there. Okay, like bundi is there, chakodi is there, something. Okay, so many things, palis are there, and so many things are there, right? So that is a different made up of different things, and there is no particular ratio also among them. So they are called as the mixtures, and which are made up of only one kind of substances, they are called as the pure substances. Okay, now pure substances again they are classified into elements and compounds. Elements and compounds. Of course, the mixtures also classified into two types called homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now I am not going to there. Okay, so that we discuss later. Now only we come in this way. Okay, pure substances are classified into elements and compounds. Right. So students, once again listen carefully here. Matter, anything that has a mass and occupy the space is called as a matter, and matter is mainly classified in broadly two ways. One is based on their physical states, and the second one is called chemical composition. Okay, so this slide you can see here, this is a physical state and second is a chemical composition. Now in this we are not going to discuss here about the physical state, because you know that they are the solids, liquids and gases, so we are going to discuss only about the chemical composition. And based on the chemical composition, again the substances are classified into pure substances and mixtures. Pure means what? Which comes under which are made up of one kind of molecules are called as the pure substances, and which are made up of different types of molecules, they are called as the mixtures. In the pure substance, again they are classified into two types called as the elements and the compounds, right? And mixtures, again two types are there, heterogeneous and homogeneous, that we discuss in the next classes. Okay, as of now we are going to discuss about the elements and compounds. Why elements and compounds? Because let's see some basics for you. So this is most important. First you should know this one, so that then we can learn about the, you can understand the mixtures easily, right? Now students, now let us see the elements. So before going to the elements, you know that what are the elements? Can anyone? Yes, good. So molecules made up of identical atoms are called elements. Molecules made up of identical, what is meant by identical? Same. Molecules made up of identical atoms are called the elements. And what are the compounds? Molecules made up of different, two or more different atoms or elements called as compounds. So here elements, see here, and compounds. Elements means what? Molecules made up of identical atoms. Molecules made up of identical atoms are called elements. Then how can you define the compounds? Molecules made up of two or more different elements or atoms are called compounds, right? Now example for element. What is an example for element? Element we can take like oxygen, like nitrogen, and copper, like zinc. These are comes under the elements. Compounds of water, like sodium chloride, water, carbon dioxide, etc. Right. So here if you see here if you see here, examples for the elements are oxygen, nitrogen, copper, zinc, etc. So you can see a oxygen means what? Only one type of element, one type of atoms are present, called oxygen, no other elements are there. Nitrogen means what? Only nitrogen, no other elements are there. Copper, if you take the pure copper, so that consists of only pure copper atoms, no other elements will be present. And similarly zinc, so that's only one type of, right? These are comes under the elements. Now compounds example is here sodium chloride, right? So here what are there here now? Sodium is there and the chloride is there, means chlorine. So sodium is different, chlorine is different. Sodium comes under the metal, chlorine comes under the non-metal, means gas. Okay. So this sodium and the chlorine, two different elements, are combining to form a one compound called sodium chloride. Alright. Next come to the water. I think you know the formula of water. What is the formula of water? Very good. So H2O. So H2O stands for water. Two hydrogens, one oxygen. Means two hydrogen atoms are combining with one oxygen atom to form water molecule. Yes or no? So here hydrogen is different atom element and here oxygen is different element. So two different elements are combining and forming the water. So this is compound. And carbon dioxide formula also you know I think. What's the carbon dioxide formula? Good, CO2. So CO2 is carbon and second one is oxygen. Carbon is different, which is solid, oxygen is gas. Alright. So these both are combining and forming, means one carbon is combining with two oxygen atoms and forming carbon dioxide. So here also it's made up of two or more different elements, carbon and oxygen, two are different, right? So this is called carbon dioxide. Clear? So these are comes under the compounds. Now did you understand the difference between the elements and compounds? Okay. See now students here. This if you understood, today what I am going to tell you, today I am going to explain you, means I am going to give you some elements, atoms, important elements, list of important elements I am going to give you. These list of important elements along with their symbols and their valences you have to note down. And you have to learn all these elements with their atomic number, symbol, valences. So in the next classes what we do, we write the chemical formulas, right? You know, sodium chloride. So we write the chemical formula of sodium chloride. Okay. So we write this one, so that in the next class I am going to explain you. Like for example, you see here, just simple. See here, for example, I would like to write. So here I am writing some names. See you now, sodium oxide, magnesium oxide, aluminium oxide. Now see here. Here this is very important, students. Here in the chemistry we come across so many innumerable chemical reactions, and these chemical reactions we cannot write everywhere chemical reactions in the words. We write chemical reactions in the form of chemical equations. So to write the chemical equation, you should know the formula of that compound. If you know the formula of compounds or reactants and products, then you can write the chemical equations easily, right? To write the chemical formula, so you should know how to write the formulas also most important, right? For example, see here, sodium oxide. If you see the formula of sodium oxide, can you guess? See, sodium symbol is Na, oxygen symbol is O. Oxide means oxygen. And here magnesium oxide, magnesium symbol is Mg, oxygen symbol is again O. Aluminium symbol is Al, oxide means oxygen symbol is O. If I write the sodium oxide formula as NaO, magnesium oxide formula is MgO, aluminum oxide formula is AlO, whether all these formulas are correct? So if you check, the first one is wrong. Second one, yes, right. Third one, again wrong. Sodium oxide, NaO, magnesium oxide, MgO written, aluminum oxide, AlO written, but here only one is correct, remaining two are wrong. If your magnesium symbol is Mg, oxide symbol is O, if it is correct, then why sodium oxide is wrong? Sodium symbol is Na, oxide symbol is O. That also should be correct. If magnesium oxide is correct, then aluminum oxide AlO should be present correct only, because aluminum symbol is Al, oxide means O. That also should be correct. But here, these both are wrong. Only one is correct. Now the question arises, why? So see students here, actual formula of sodium oxide. Okay, sodium oxide is Na2O. Whenever you have tried the sodium oxide formula, you have write Na2O. Magnesium oxide, of course, MgO. And aluminum oxide formula, whenever you are going to write aluminum oxide, Al2O3. This is the formula of aluminum oxide. By name wise, if you see, all are same, aluminum oxide, magnesium oxide, same. But formula wise, if you see, lot of differences there, right? So students, first, in the English, if you want to learn English, first you should know the alphabets, A, B, C, D, right? Then you should know how to frame the words. Then you should know how to write the sentences, right? So here also in the chemistry, first you should know like alphabets, that are elements. You should know the element names and what their symbols and their valences. Then after alphabets, what you learn? How to write the words. Here also by using the symbols, you learn how to write the formulas of the single compound. Then there, after learning the words, you learn how to frame the sentences. Here, after learning how to write the formulas, then we can frame the chemical reactions and the chemical equations. Clear to you? So for this, first you should know the important elements that what we write. Clear to you? So students, here today I am going to give the 20 elements names, first 20 elements names and their symbols and their atomic number and their valencies also. And after giving the 20 elements, then I will show you one or two, how to write the formula of a simple compounds. First you have to learn that today we have a class, chemistry. Again you will have a class, I think day after tomorrow, right? So by day after tomorrow, you can learn these 20 elements, symbols and formulas, and how to write the simple formulas also, right? So students, I have already informed you that in the chemistry total we have 118 elements. How many elements? 118. But now at this moment you need not to learn 118 elements, but almost you need to learn 30 elements. Okay, first 20 plus some other important elements, some 10 elements. You have to learn total 30 elements, right? So first, now I'm going to write first 20 elements first. So everyone open your notebook, and what I'm writing, you also write. Okay, so first you make a columns. First you make a columns. Here you write atomic number. I am writing just ATNO, means what? Atomic number. Then you write element. Then you write a symbol. Then you write valency. What is valency? Already you learnt in the lower classes in 7th or 8th. Valency means combining capacity of an atom or element is called valency, right? So here valency with a charge, valency come charge, right here, charge, right? Make the columns, atomic number, element, symbol, valency. Okay? Now I'll write the atomic number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 elements I'm writing, and in this order only you have to learn. First element is hydrogen. Second element is helium. Third element is lithium. Fourth element is beryllium. Fifth element is boron. And sixth element is carbon. If you see the symbols, symbol of hydrogen is H, helium is He, lithium is Li, beryllium is Be, boron is B, carbon is C. Now, valency or charge, so +1, 0, +1, +2, +3, plus or minus 4. So, here charges you just remember, but you need not to use the charges, only you would write the numbers. So, till here you read, you write now. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. See, as many times as you read, you will get. So, always you have to read. Wherever it is there, so in your classroom you paste it. Anyone you can make one chart of this one up to 20 elements, and some other elements also I am going to give important elements and their charges. So neatly you make one chart, and you paste this chart on the wall in your classroom or where you frequently go, and there every time whenever you go, just read hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, like this. So continuously whenever you have a time you read, so that will be by hearted, because these are like alphabets of the chemistry. If you don't know the alphabets of any language, then you can't read or write that language, right? Clear? Shall I go to the next page? Little faster. You are an IIT student, sir, so yours should be little faster than others. I am going to the next one. Then again, so 6 are completed. Now 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium. Symbol nitrogen N, oxygen O, fluorine F, neon Ne, sodium Na. See here, sodium Na. Remember, till here nitrogen N, oxygen O, fluorine F, neon Ne, but here sodium is different because the sodium name is taken from, symbol is taken from the Latin language, that's called natrium, right? Magnesium Mg. And if you come to the charges and valences, -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. Next, I will continue here only. Now try to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. After magnesium, it comes to aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, after argon, potassium, and calcium. Symbol Al, Si, P, S, Cl, Ar, K. Students, here see potassium is K, calcium is a Latin name, calcium Ca. Valences, if you see, +3, ±4, -3, -2, 0, sorry, -1, 0, +1, +2. So note down this all. So students, here you have to remember this in order. If I ask you like what is the element atomic number with 16, immediately you have to say that is sulfur and its symbol is S and its valence is -2, like this. If I ask you suddenly like sodium, then you have to say that sodium is 11, its symbol is Na and its valence is +1. So these learning of these element symbols and valences are very important to write the chemical formulas. And here, valences, remember, is there is one simple technique is there. So once you see the technique here, see here, this 1, 0, this leave it. From here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are plus, increasing. 1, 2, 3, 4, increasing, plus or -4. Then see here, after -4, 3, -3, -2, -1, 0, decreasing. Again, +1, +2, +3, +4, increasing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, after 4, what's happening? Decreasing. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. Again, what? 1, 2. It's very easy, no? So, 1, 2, 3. First one, hydrogen is 1. Next is helium is 0. That remember. And thereafter, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2. Very simple. Whenever it is increasing like 1, 2, 3, 4, then that is positive. When it's decreasing 4, 3, 2, 1, that's negative, minus. Clear to you? So, in that way, you have to very easily, you can remember the valences, but for this, you have to know first that order. Okay, order you should know. So, based on that, you can remember easily. For example, if I asked you what is neon, you should know neon atomic number is 10. So 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So this is 0, 10th one is 0. So neon is 0, neon is 0. Like this. So okay students, for today you write this all without mistakes, everything, and you have to learn this all and how to frame the formulas, how to make the compounds. This is the next class I am going to explain you. Along with that, some other important elements also I can give, and those other elements and some polyatomic ions also I'll give. So to make a compounds. After that, then we start the actual topics of our lesson. If you have finished, shall I write some other important elements also? Hardly some 10 will be there, mostly used elements, if you have written this. So right students, I will be here only.